What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video I'll be showing you step by step on how to draw Yamper from Pokemon Sword and Shield. We're going to be drawing this character from the side, so let's start on the left side with the eyes. Starting at the very top, let's draw an oval. We're going to work our way around towards the bottom and just pull that back up towards the top. Now I'm going to leave a large gap in the center and draw the same thing over on the right. So let's line up the top of the oval. We're going to come down towards the same height and then back up towards the top. Let's push the pupils towards the inside. So we're going to draw a smaller oval, starting from the inside edge, go around, and then back in. Let's do the same thing on the right. We're going to go in the opposite direction, going around, down towards the bottom, and then up. Now there's a highlight in the center of each pupil that kind of look like two diamonds, so we're going to simply draw an X in the center. So start on the top left, we're going to go across and then down, go up towards the top right, come down in the opposite direction. Let's do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to move to the center and draw on the bridge of the nose. Just over on the left side, we're going to draw a curve, going up and then back down. Now let's draw on the nose. We're going to step in, curve down and in towards the center, and we'll go out and up on the right side. From the tip of the nose, we're going to step down, draw in a point. Now let's draw on the top edge of the mouth. From the center, we're going to curve down, and we're just going to pull that back up, aiming towards the eye. Do the same thing on the right, curving down, and then back up. Let's round out the corners of the mouth. Starting on the left, we're going to go around, and then just pull that back in. Do the same thing on the right side. From the corners of the mouth, we want to come down and in, but we're going to leave a gap for the tongue. So let's start on the right side. We're going to curve down, and then just pull that into right about there. And then we're going to overlap the tongue on top of the mouth. So from this point, we're going to step up, come down, round out the tip of the tongue, and then go back up. And then from here it's going to round out the top of the tongue and then pull that back down over on the right side. So we'll go up, it's going to stretch us out towards the right and then down. And then we're going to go back to the left side, we're going to tuck this in behind the tongue. Come down and then curve that in. Let's add two teeth. Over on the right, just on the side of the tongue, we'll go up with a straight line and then down. And do the same thing over on the left, going up and then down. Now we're just going to add the inside of the mouth. Starting on the left, we're going to draw a curve, going out and then bending that back in, almost like drawing a bracket. Do the same thing on the right. And we'll just fill in the corners of the mouth in black. Now let's move out and draw on the lower half of the head. In line with the bottom of the pupil, we'll step out and start with a point. You want to round out the cheek and then come down and then in behind the tongue. I'm going to curve this out, round out the cheek, then down and then in. Let's do the same thing over on the right. Lining up at the bottom of the pupil, we'll step out, start with a point. Then we're going to round out the cheek, come down. Now it's going to pull this in behind the tongue. It's going to aim towards the left side of the chin. Let's go back to the top of the cheeks. We're going to round out the side of the head. We're going to go up, go around the eye, and just pull that into right about there. Let's do the same thing on the right. Going up, and then bending that in. Now the top of the head is going to blend in towards the tip of the ear. So start out here, we'll go up, and we'll just bend that out. Let's go to the right, we're going to line this up, going up and then out towards the same height. Now from the tip of the ear, we're going to curve this down and then in behind the head. So start on the left, we'll curve out, round out the ear, and then pull that in towards the side of the head. Let's go back to the tip of the ear. Now we're just going to taper the inside of the ear coming down towards the top of the head. Go in, just pull that down to right about there. And we'll close off the top of the head with the curve. Let's do a little overlap. We're gonna step out, curve over, and up in the middle, and then back down on the right. Let's add the inside trim of the ear. From this point, we're gonna step down, start with a point. We're gonna follow the curve of the ear, going around, down, and then in behind the head. And back at the top, we're just gonna curve this in, and then down, in behind the flap of the ear. Let's do the same thing on the right. From the tip, step down, start with a point. We're gonna follow the curve of the ear, going around, and then back in. Go back to the top, we're just gonna pull this in behind the fold. Now let's add the trim around the eyes. Starting from the inside of the left eye, we're gonna go straight up, and we're just gonna bend that in towards the top of the head. Let's go to the right and do the same, going up, and then bending that in. And then we'll move to the top of the cheek, curve down, and then in towards the bottom of the eye. Now let's move down and draw on the body. We're gonna start with that large collar first. So we start on the side of the cheek. We draw almost like a large oval. We're gonna curve out, and then down in towards the middle. Now we want to continue this curve going out towards the right and up towards the base of the right ear. Going out, rounding out the right side. Just gonna pull that in. And then we're gonna draw on the lower edge of the body. Over on the left side, just underneath the collar, we're gonna curve down and then across towards the right. Let's leave a gap, step over towards the right. We're gonna draw a curve going up and then back down. Now we're gonna leave that same gap that we have over on the left. Step over, we're just gonna round out the back and then go up in behind the collar. So we go out, round out the back, and then pull that in behind the top of the collar. Now let's tuck the feet in underneath the body. It's almost like drawing an oval. So from this point, we're gonna step over towards the left, curve out the side of the oval, come down towards the bottom, come up, and then in, leaving a little overlap on the right side. Let's do the same thing on the back. Stepping over, curving around the oval, down towards the bottom, and back up and in. And then we'll separate out the paws. Starting on the left, we're gonna draw a hook, going up and over towards the right. Leave a gap and do that twice. Let's do the same thing with the hind leg. Going up and over, stepping over towards the right, and doing that twice. Let's add the feet in the back. Starting on the side of the body, we're gonna draw that same sized oval. Going around, down. Now we're gonna pull this up in behind the body. And then we'll draw that same foot underneath the belly. Starting down here, go down, and then across. Let's separate out the paws. Starting out here, we're gonna curve up and over, stepping over and drawing that twice. Now on the back, this is just gonna get tucked in underneath the body. Let's add the lower body trim. Starting out here underneath the collar, curve down and then back up towards the right. We're gonna round this out, go towards the back. And then again, we're just gonna round this out and go up towards the back of the body. Let's add in the tail. Starting up here, we're gonna start with a curve, going up and then bending that over towards the right. Now I'm gonna do a hard turn, coming down and then out. Let's do an overlap. Stepping back, go up and then over towards the tip of the tail. Let's draw the outside of the tail. Starting from the tip, we're gonna taper this out, down, and then in. Now I'm just gonna pull that up. In, and then up. Now we're gonna pull this in so it tapers in towards the back of the body. Now let's add those rings at the base of the tail. Starting out here, draw almost like a half circle going around. We're gonna step out and draw that same curve. And then the last thing I want to do is just add a seam in the center of the tongue. From the top, we'll step down, just curve out, and then down towards the bottom. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Yamper from Pokemon Sword and Shield. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and check out one of these other videos along the side. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.